Hello fellow Witch Hat Atelier fans. I'm going to show you how to make Honeytree scented pudding from Witch Hat Atelier Kitchen Volume 1 Chapter 2. This is Ollie's recipe, which I'll be making with my brush buddy BB. BB will be observing and helping me throughout this recipe. I like to spin my eggs a little for the fun of it. We're going to start with 2 eggs and crack them into a mixing bowl. On a flat surface, like a plate or your table, tap the egg on the surface while constantly moving it to easily crack the egg, and it'll be less likely to get a piece of eggshell stuck in your egg when it comes out. If you do get a piece of eggshell in your egg, an easy trick to remove it is to wet your finger with water, then you'll have an easier time to pull or pinch the eggshell out. Next, you'll gently beat the eggs until mixed without allowing it to foam. To beat the eggs, I use my trusty whisk, which I've had for years and is excellent for mixing and baking. The key to beating the eggs without creating foam is basically going slow. It'll look like you're not doing anything, but give it a little bit of time as you incorporate the air into the egg while you're mixing it. Hey BB, do you want to help too? Alright BB, slowly beat the eggs. Look at what an excellent job BB is doing. As you can see, the eggs yellow and white are slowly coming together. Looks like BB is getting a little tired, so we'll let BB rest on the side. Next, we'll add 2 tablespoons of quartz sugar, or regular granulated sugar in our world. Looks like BB has rested enough and is helping out. Now you'll mix the egg and sugar together. Again, don't go too fast as we don't want to foam up the egg. I have a very hard-working brush buddy, as you can see. It's likely you don't have to mix too much after this, but I like to be a little bit more thorough just in case. Once you're done mixing the egg and the quartz sugar, you're going to leave it on the side for later. Next, we're going to take 1 cup of milk and put it into a saucepan. I'm going to give BB a little help here as the cup of milk is a little heavy. If you don't have a saucepan, a small pot will do. Alright BB, make sure all that good milk comes out of the cup. Great job BB. Next you'll add 2 teaspoons of Honeytree nectar, or regular honey in our world, into the saucepan. As Honeytree nectar is a little sticky, I decide to handle it myself and not let BB get sticky. BB is quite the observer though and will watch me put the Honeytree nectar into the milk. By the way, we're using Honeytree nectar as a substitute for sand vanilla, as Ollie found out they had run out of sand vanilla in the kitchen. Now you'll warm up the milk and Honeytree nectar mixture by drawing a fireball seal to create a flame to warm it up. In our world, you're turning on your stovetop. You'll turn the heat on your stovetop to medium and frequently mix it. Before the mixture boils, gets lots of bubbles, remove it from the heat. Slowly pour the egg and quartz sugar mixture into the milk and Honeytree nectar mixture. I recommend using a ladle as it's easier to pour the mixture slowly in the saucepan, as well as easier to lower it enough so there's no splashing when you're pouring. BB is currently away from this part of the recipe just in case there is splashing and I don't want BB's fur wet with egg. Try to spread out where you're pouring the egg mixture into the saucepan. Pouring the egg mixture into the milk mixture too quickly will cause clumping, which will result in an uneven texture when you're eating it. Get your trusty whisk and slowly mix the mixture in the saucepan. Move your whisk slowly in the saucepan and you'll soon notice the colors blending together and becoming a solid lighter yellow color. Please look forward to more recipes from the Witch Hat Atelier Kitchen manga from this channel to make at home by subscribing to see when new recipes pop up. Thank you. Who's your favorite character or characters from the manga? Let me know in the comments. As this chapter focuses on Ollie, I would say he's pretty cool because I like tsunderes and he's kind of like a tsundere, so yeah. He's very caring, but he has these angry outbursts, but again, caring. The art, storytelling, characters, and more in this manga is just simply amazing, don't you agree? What do you like about the manga? I love how the recipes in this manga are basically what we have in our world, but catered and made magical into the Witch Hat Atelier manga world. Honeytree nectar, sand vanilla beans, it's pretty amazing. As you can see, we have a nice solid yellow color in our mixture now. Now take a cheesecloth or a fine mesh strainer like I have and place it over a large bowl. Pour the custard mixture into the strainer. By doing this, your pudding will have a smoother texture when you're eating it. Bibi is quite entertained watching the custard mixture being strained through the strainer. As you can see, most of the custard mixture has gone through the strainer, but there is a little bit left behind. Bibi's gonna help me to try get a little bit of the mixture through before we finish it. Looks like some of the egg mixture didn't get incorporated into the custard mix and got a little bit cooked as well. Don't worry though, this will not go to waste as you will soon see. Next you'll put the custard mixture into serving cups which can take some heat. I say this as you're going to be putting these cups into a pot to be steamed. I have these two cute ramekins which I'll be using. You'll want to ladle the custard mixture into the cups as low as you can. The lower the better as you'll less likely get little air bubbles popping up as a result of going lower. If you do get air bubbles, I'll show you later how to easily pop them. Honestly, I don't know how Ollie was able to make 5 servings from this recipe. Heh, tsundere. Maybe the cups were a little small, or maybe my ramekins are too big. The ramekins can hold 7 fluid ounces. The inner measurements are 3.5 inches wide and 2 inches in height. In centimeters, it's 8.9 centimeters wide and 5.1 centimeters in height. Going back to how to pop the air bubbles, just take a chopstick or a toothpick and pop whatever air bubbles you see floating at the top. You can also hit the serving cup a little hard on the table's surface so you can force any air bubbles to pop up. For the little bubbles, I like to drag it up to pop. It's very simple and easy to do as you can see. After you're done putting the custard mixture into the serving cups, now you're going to put them into a big pot. First you're going to take a tea towel or a cloth and cover the bottom of the pot. Then you'll put the serving cups into the pot on top of the tea towel. The tea towel prevents the cups from touching the base of the pot so they don't crack from the heat. You can substitute the towel for a steamer basket, rack, or even crumpled up aluminum foil. Now you'll add enough water into the pot to cover up to half of the serving cup's height. You can move the cups to the side inside the pot so it's easier to pour the water in without it splashing into the serving cups. Another option or combo is to pour the water onto the inner walls of the pot so it trickles down into the pot without splashing. Now cover the pot with the lid and put it on your fireball seal or stovetop to simmer for 15 minutes on low heat. Honestly, it took me longer than 15 minutes, so you can check how set your custard is by gently rocking the pot to see if the custard still moves or is properly set. You can even turn up the heat a bit, but be sure to check it now and then to see if it just set, or else you'll overcook it and you won't have a smooth jiggly custard but cooked egg. As I said earlier, that egg won't go to waste as I cooked it into a little scramble for Bibi to eat. Bibi has worked hard and deserves a nice meal while we wait for the pudding to steam, don't you agree? Look at Bibi go, must be super hungry. All gone. Great job finishing your meal, Bibi. Once the pudding is set, remove it from the pot, then place it on the side to cool down. Once it's cooled down, top it with berry preserves. Honestly, I don't have berry preserves. I did have berry curd though. I put a spoonful of curd in a bowl and microwaved it for 15 seconds to make it liquid but not cook it. Came out bubbling anyways, but it quickly cooled down. If you don't have preserves, you can use curd like I did, jam, jelly, marmalade, or chutney. Depending on what you use, it might not need to be microwaved but needs to be able to spread on top of the pudding. If it's liquid like my melted curd is, don't worry, it will set later when you put it inside the refrigerator. You want to set the berry preserves onto one side up to the edge if you can. Don't worry if it gets a little messy like mine did with the curd dripping on top of the ramekin, as you can wipe it off before you put it in the fridge to have a cleaner presentation for serving. Next, put some honey on top of the pudding on the other side. As you can see, the honey will stick a little bit on your spoon, so just be patient. Try to spread to the edges as much as possible if you can. More honey may be required, but nothing wrong with more honey, right? As I don't have berry preserves, I substituted it with frozen berries, which I had in the freezer and is also recommended in the manga. You can choose your own favorite berry to put on top, whether it be frozen, fresh, or preserved. Just need to top it off with more blueberries to make it more presentable and to cover up some of the areas where the preserve didn't reach. After you're done, put the cups in the fridge to chill before serving. I recommend to serve it on the day you make it, but it can last longer in the fridge. Hope you enjoyed making the Honeytree scented pudding cups and now eating it too with maybe a friendly and hardworking brush buddy as well. Take a look at BB just staring at the pudding. Hold on, BB, let me make sure it's okay to eat first. Yep, nice and jiggly and set. Itadakimasu. It has a nice easy to eat and smooth jiggly mouthfeel. Let's take a big spoonful out for BB to try. Lots of berries, pudding, honey, and preserves for BB to eat. It's an easy recipe you can make at home. So if you're having a Witch Hat Atelier anime viewing party or enjoy watching it yourself, you can have this pudding as a nice snack or dessert to enjoy while watching the anime. You can enjoy the pudding in a couple different ways as well. You can eat the pudding with the honey, the preserves, the berries, or all three combined, or in, another combination. There's multiple ways to enjoy this tasty pudding. It makes it so it's not like a one-dimensional taste pudding, but you can taste a bunch of variety, like, if you want a little bit of honey sweetness with some of the berry preserves to, give it a bit of tang. Yeah, it's really nice. If you're eating with the frozen berries, it gives it more of a texture if it's still a bit frozen, but if it's, thawed out, it could be a little squishy, more texture. If you're eating it with fresh berries, hey, you got bursting juiciness. Hey, if you have boba, you could even eat it with boba. You can eat it with the juicy boba, so every time you pop it with your tongue, there's a flood of juice spreading all over your tongue. Don't limit yourself, but become as crafty and creative as the witches of Witch Hat Atelier. I like using this ramekin. As you can see, once you get to the bottom, you can see the cute and nice flower and butterfly design. There's many more recipes in the Witch Hat Atelier Kitchen manga. Please look forward to me making more recipes and eating it too with BB. There are currently 5 volumes of the series, including what's translated into English. That's a lot of recipes to enjoy. By the way, I got this brush buddy from Japan. The brush buddy came as a special bonus with volume 12 of the manga. It was a limited release, so you won't be able to find it for retail anymore in Japan, most likely. But maybe you can find it in secondhand stores or online. I love how cute, posable, and realistic the brush buddy is. If you have a brush buddy, did you name it too like I did with BB? Let me know in the comments what you named your brush buddy. Support the mangakas for both Witch Hat Atelier and Witch Hat Atelier Kitchen by buying the manga, which I've linked in the description. You can also follow Kamome Shirahama sensei and Hiromi Sato sensei on their social media. Don't forget the anime social media as well, and enjoy watching the anime with me. I love following Shirahama sensei's social media, as they often take their brush buddy or buddies wherever they go and even have custom little hats for the brush buddy to wear. Super cute. Hope you enjoyed this Witch Hat Atelier Kitchen recipe video. If you did, please like, comment if you'll make it, have a brush buddy, or would like to talk about Witch Hat Atelier too, and subscribe for more recipes from this series in the future. Thank you. Wave goodbye, BB, to the nice witches watching.